stands out for me is that we have such a wonderful cross-section of people here to enjoy and participate in this celebration. But a very important thing at the start of any event such as this is acknowledgement of country. As a community, Eaglehawk's very lucky to have someone I would consider to be one of the most outstanding citizens in the Bendigo area generally. She has achieved incredible things in her own personal life, musically and a whole range of different things. But we are very fortunate today to have Anne Conway, OAM, with us, and Anne's going to lead us with the acknowledgement of country. So Anne, would you like to come forward? Let's give her a round of applause.
Wawa Wamanchika. I just said hello, welcome in the Cha Cha Warung language. Don't know many words yet, but one a week I'm learning, so watch this space. I thought I'd start out though by explaining why I'm doing an acknowledgement of country rather than a welcome, as many people don't quite understand what the difference is. A welcome can only be done by the traditional owners of the country you are on. And the traditional owners here are the Cha Cha Warung or Chara people. My ancestral connections are to Wuthai country in Western Victoria and across into South Australia. So even though I've lived here for over 40 years, I will never be a traditional owner of this country, but I am very much part of our local community. And why only a welcome can be done by traditional owners, it's a bit like, say, your house or your farm. I don't own it, so I can't just walk into your place without an invitation, because that's just not done. However, what I can do is acknowledge your ownership of your house or property. And of course, that's what I'm doing today. So to start the official proceedings, I'd like to acknowledge that we are meeting on Jara country, of which the elders and members of the Cha Cha Warung community and the forebears have been custodians for many centuries, and on which the Cha Cha Warung people have performed age-old ceremonies of celebration, initiation and renewal. We acknowledge their living culture and their unique role in the life of this region. We acknowledge the elders that are here today and also those who have passed over. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Anne. Much appreciated. And I would like to, at this point, once again mention the food. And I think we all should give the Eaglehawk Rotary Club a round of thank you applause for the fantastic work they're doing and will continue to do for the next hour or so. All right, new relationships are always pretty exciting, and when we spend time together in a new relationship, I think there's a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of perhaps talent being demonstrated. I believe that there is a new relationship being formed, and Ken made sure that we didn't refer to the meeting these two parties have had recently as practice. It was in fact a rehearsal. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Sharon McGowan. So Sharon, if you'd like to come forward, because Sharon has spent some time with the brass band and they've put together a beautiful, and you are invited to join in, a beautiful rendition of our national anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is fed by sea, our lands abound in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath the radiant southern cross, we toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of ours renowned over the lands. For those who come across the sea, we've boundless plains to share. With courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Absolutely magnificent. Boy, oh boy, if that didn't get the emotions to the fore, I don't know what will. The other thing that we should mention is that there are quite a few people here today who perhaps sitting on the grass or standing for this period of time mightn't be too comfortable. We have some spare chairs down here, so if anyone would like to come down and grab a chair during the rest of the ceremony, then you'll be most welcome. Two very hard-working people amongst a whole big group of hard-working people. We have our president, Mr. Jeff Gallagher, and he's going to come forward in a moment to make some announcements. But also, at this stage, we should acknowledge Eric Smith, who has put an awful lot of work in, as have all the Rotary Club members, in making sure today goes smoothly. We're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate some really outstanding people. Really outstanding people, and I think that your attendance here is testament to the acknowledgement of the work they've done on your behalf and on my behalf. So if I could invite Jeff, our Rotary President, let's give Jeff a round of applause too. And he's going to announce first of all our Junior Citizen of the Year. Over to you, Jeff.
Thank you, John. Our Junior Citizen of the Year for 2023, not 2013 on your programs, is Mitchell Graham. Mitch has revitalised empowering Eaglehawk since first becoming a junior representative, then a member and then president. Mitch has been president of Empowering Eaglehawk for the past 2 terms and has now commenced a new term, a 3rd term. It would be fair to say that Mitch is significantly younger than most of the other people at the helm of Empowering Eaglehawk. He has redeveloped Empowering Eaglehawk's webpage to make it user-friendly, inviting and self-explanatory. He has revamped the Facebook page in a similar manner. That's something you use on the Intertel, I understand. He has produced a number of videos promoting the activities and grants, and has also produced videos for community organisations who have received grants, so giving them the opportunity to showcase what those grants have enabled their clubs and organisations to achieve. Mitch has also shared his expertise with other community enterprises in Bendigo and encouraged their committees to seek younger members from their communities to assist them. Mitch has the vision to create what has become a very successful promotion for Empowering Eaglehawk. This is Eaglehawk. The inaugural and very successful Eaglehawk Business Gala Night was his brainchild. He was the school captain at Eaglehawk Secondary School, and he was a student council member at the Bendigo Secondary College. Highlights of his 4 years at Eaglehawk Secondary College included the Dowding Community Sports Leader from 2017 and 2018. He represented the college with distinction in a range of sports, especially cricket and badminton. He overcame a variety of challenges with hard work, application and commitment. He has displayed outstanding organisation skills and was described as having wisdom beyond his age. Mitch has been playing badminton for over 10 years. In that time, he has stepped into organisational role, becoming junior coordinator. He has assisted in running the Junior Classic that was held in September last year, and he has organised a new uniform and attends monthly association committee meetings. He also takes care of the association's social media content. Mitch has also been awarded the Bendigo Young Citizen of the Year award, to place down the road, nowhere near as prestigious as the Eaglehawk one. Please let me introduce the Eaglehawk Citizen of the Year, Mitchell Graham. Please welcome Councillor Julie Sloan, who's going to present Mitch with his award. We'll make sure we give you the right one.
Mitchell, congratulations. You are the Eaglehawk Young Citizen of the Year, Australia Day 2023. I present this to you and congratulations again. Well done. Well done. And also, President Jeff has just given me a Young Citizen of the Year gold badge for you. So, congratulations. Well done, Mitchell. Would you like to say a few words?
Good morning, and what a great morning it is. I would first like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Jar Jar Rum people, and pay my respect to elders past, present and future generations. I would first like to acknowledge our Citizens of the Year to be announced, Laurie and Mary Preston, who have contributed so much to the Eaglehawk and Bendigo community for many years, so congratulations. When Jeff rang me to let me know I was awarded Eaglehawk's Young Citizen of the Year for 2023, I was in shock. I was thinking to myself, really? Me? If I was to tell you I would be standing in front of you accepting this award, I'd say you must be asleep or dreaming. In all seriousness, I'm very humbled by the honour and feel very privileged to have won this award alongside some of the best people to come out of the borough. I don't think I've done anything special, but someone must have thought I've done a great job to what I do. At a young age, sports were my passion. My parents got me into tennis, cricket, swimming and badminton. Growing up, watching all my sporting heroes do their stuff, I sat there and wondered, how can I give back to the local sport that has given me the grassroots I need for basic skills to hit a ball or swim? I thought I probably wouldn't be good as Stephen Smith or Roger Federer, but I can give players the same opportunity one person gave me when I was younger, the chance to play sport and benefit. So in 2020, when COVID-19 struck and there was no badminton, I knew I wanted to give back. Taking over from my father in 2021 in the junior coordinator role capacity, I knew juniors were struggling and needed to kickstart after an impacted year. Taking on the role of junior coordinator meant publicising, promoting and kickstarting programs and initiatives, and I thought this is something I wanted to do. Since I took over, we have increased juniors from 25 to 60 regulars. Dedication and commitment to the organisation over the past 2 years will put them in a good place for the future pathways from juniors to seniors. In 2018, I was elected not only as sport captain of the Dowden community, but also chosen to go on to Parent Eaglehawk, something I took on with both hands. If there is something I value in life, it's the opportunity to succeed. From 2018 to 2023, I was not only the youth representative from 2018 to 2020, but now I'm in my third term as president of the enterprise. Opportunities in my mind came to fruition with bringing the enterprise into a new age of promotion and the opportunities for community activities and events. The highlight of my tenure so far would be instigating our first This is Eaglehawk business gala event, where businesses came together for 1 hour event. From the competitions to our successful AGM to giving out grants, the success of my tenure is so far small, but it's an ever-growing to support our community after COVID-19. This award is a credit to the determination of the hard work I've put into the organisations and the people and citizens who have helped me take on these roles and have supported me. To my parents, Craig and Heather, thank you for all you do for me and making me who I am today. To my brother and sister, Sam and Olivia, who unfortunately could not be here today, thank you for constantly fueling me to become better and ensuring I'm always one step ahead of you. To my beautiful girlfriend, Ala, To my beautiful girlfriend, Ala, I appreciate everything you do for me, making me continue to strive for excellence in the community and taking further opportunities. And finally, to my mates, former teachers, leaders and colleagues, you have supported me through this journey and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity for guidance and support you have given me, so thank you. The more significant benefit of winning this award will not only support my development as a citizen, but the determination I get from seeing others benefit will continue to fuel me to become better and create those positive impacts in our community. Creating positive streamlines within the organisations and improving them will continue developing new techniques and ways in our community. I'll leave you with one quote I spoke about at our Empowering Eaglehawk annual celebration. Cherish where you belong where you cherish, never undermine the power of community and feel the power of yourself to make a change. You can start being the change in our community with dedication to make the whole world change for the better. Thank you and great stuff.
I think that deserves another round of applause. What a great young man. What a great young man and an inspiration to everyone. Thanks, Mitch. In fact, I first met Mitch when he was in grade 6 and I discovered that he was actually taking most of the maths classes for his teacher. So it was just an amazing thing. He was a leader. I'm not sure, I'll ask Heather later, but I'm sure he was a leader from the day he was born. He showed leadership qualities. He is unfortunately unable to stay with us for the entire ceremony because he has to rush off to the other ceremony in Bendigo. So if you see him disappear, it's not that he's grabbed his goodies and run, it's just that he's got other responsibilities. Okay, we move on now we've gone from the clarity of youth and the vision that youth can come up with to a couple of wise elders. I will invite Jeff to announce I won't call them senior, just our citizens of the year. Jeff.
Thank you, John. Our Citizens of the Year has been awarded to Mary and Laurie Preston. Benjamin Franklin once said that if you want something done, ask a busy person. He must have known people just like Mary and Laurie. In general terms, Mary and Laurie work together as a team in many organisations. They are associated with Eaglehawk and always work for the betterment of the community. They are heavily involved in the Eaglehawk Uniting Church. Amongst other roles, they have been involved with the Eaglehawk United Church Op Shop, the Property Committee. They are members of the Multimedia Committee. They are involved in the Winter Nights Shelter Program, which provides shelter and support for the homeless. They have been involved with Sunday schools and have run youth programs for many years. Both Mary and Laurie have been involved in planning, preparation and the implementation of the Eaglehawk and Dahlia and Arts Festival. Mary has been the inaugural secretary and is still the secretary of the Sunday Family Day, which has run for over 20 years in conjunction with the Eaglehawk Dahlia and Arts. The Dahlia and Arts Festival has evolved into Eaglehawk Festivals Incorporated. And both Mary and Laurie are at the helm. After many years' involvement with empowering Eaglehawk, Mary was bestowed with life membership just last year. Both Mary and Laurie have been deeply involved with the Eaglehawk Secondary College for more years than they wish to recall, as teachers, parents and parent support for the college energy breakthrough team. Mary has been an active member of Rotary, more recently in Eaglehawk. They have been associated with Run for Dad, athletics and tennis. As well as being so active over a long period of time, they have also raised 4 children, most of whom are with us here today, along with their grandchildren. I know they have done many other things, but we'd be here all day, so please let me introduce our Eaglehawk Citizens of the Year, Mary and Laurie Preston. Thank you with your awards. Thank you, Jeremy.
Very proud to very pleased on behalf of everyone here today to present to Mary and Laurie, much deserved Eaglehawk Citizens of the Year, Australia Day 2023. Congratulations. And also Mary and Laurie, President Jeff has just given me your gold Eaglehawk Citizen of the Year badges. Congratulations, and congratulations, well done.
They're sharing, and I've remembered my glasses, so that's good.
And I haven't, so it'll be interesting. What a privilege it is to live in Eaglehawk. Such a great place, and we really enjoy contributing to that. Mary and I would sincerely like to thank those people who nominated us for this award. We are honoured to be considered or to join and named along with other people who have been named Citizens of the Year. It's also special for us that we have been named as a couple. We do, as Jeff said, we do like to work together. We have our different interests, but if one's in, then it's both of us in. So, thank you.
So over the past week, there have been several occasions we've been asked in our interviews what's been our inspiration to get involved in volunteering, and I guess like many of you too, we both agreed that it was our parents who gave us that insight. We actually lived at opposite ends of Bendigo for many years, Laurie at White Hills, and I was Golden Square girl. I've come across the bridge. And our parents were involved in many community, church, school, and sporting groups. So pretty similar to us now.
Over those years, we've learnt that there's a need to be committed to the groups that you belong to, going to meetings, doing small tasks, dialing up on the phone. Yes, that's before text and emails. You think back to those days, how difficult it was. Experience the pressure in the household when an important event is coming and getting all of those little jobs done to ensure that the event goes well. We do co-opt the family into helping us as well, so it becomes quite a team effort with that. The community, we have supported the community in many ways, and there were many others able to share the journey with you to ensure that all comes along.
So we've been educators all our working lives, either in primary, myself, or Laurie secondary. So when we decided we'd make that decision to return to Bendigo, we'd been 17 years away after college and uni, we looked at where to settle.
And the opportunity came back to come back to Bendigo, and I had the chance to apply for 3 of the high schools in Bendigo: Eaglehawk, Golden Square and Flora Hill. And I'd been to an in-service at Eaglehawk Secondary College, and it had come across as a very caring and supportive school. Plus, we knew about the community of Eaglehawk. It is a special community, and we wanted to be part of that.
So we knew about the borough, because that's we're talking about the late 1980s here when we came back, so community-minded and parochial, because I did watch quite a few footy matches over there with Golden Square and Eaglehawk. Remember the greyhound track around them? So we had quite a fierce rivalry between them. So we moved back to Eaglehawk and brought 4 children, 3 of them here today with grandchildren. My sisters actually made a trip up. So I got the next generation, and they've all been through Eaglehawk Primary and Eaglehawk Secondary. And while that was Laurie's workplace, and I've been at Eaglehawk Primary as librarian for the past 5 years, still sorting out those books. You get involved with the Parents Club, and I had several years as school council president. And one of the memorable efforts during that time was the opening of a new hall back in 1992. We were absolutely thrilled with that, and Premier Joan Kerner came up, and this was a major addition to the college that was really necessary. Now, new superb facilities, and that well-needed hall, well, it's no longer there.
Another important part of our lives has been sport. We've enjoyed tennis, badminton, and in particular athletics for me. With a range of folk over the years, there's been another way to appreciate the range of people who have contributed to our community as we support our clubs along the way, particularly our family. Our children all remember the great times out in the whipstick during our cross-country seasons. Whilst we were running, they were having fun running around the bush, lighting fires, and afterwards there was salves and sauce and soup.
So early on, back here, I was asked to join Empowering Eaglehawk, and a great group of fellas, mainly fellas, who encouraged and supported and developed Eaglehawk over the years. The late Peter Creans, our first president, Peter Cox, and Michael McKern and Peter Davey, who I still enjoy, Brian Davey, sorry, who I still thoroughly enjoy working with today. And of course, we're all delighted, everyone, to share this award with our current president, Mitch.
What an inspiration Mitch is. In 2005, David Richards asked me to be part of the organisation of the Day on Arts procession or parade. And so began my wonderful connection and Mary's, mentioned earlier, the Sunday Family Day with the Day on Arts Festival. which, as Jeff mentioned, has been transformed into the Eaglehawk Festivals. Over the years, our involvement with a variety of events and part of the Eaglehawk Day and Arts has grown.
And with the Sunday Family Day, I first met up with a group of fellows through a letter to Eaglehawk Uniting about a good idea about a family day that Brian Burke thought from the Knights of the Southern Cross. So we used to meet at the Shamrock, or not the Shamrock, the Showgrounds. Yeah, I mean, I've got my glasses too. And we spent several months trying to go through all those red tape issues about it, and then we all looked at each other, Brian Burke, John Fitzpatrick and myself, and we went, oh, we're all from Eaglehawk, let's go and join the Day and Arts. And so that began about 20 years ago. So we've been thoroughly enjoying all that time, a great event.
Like many events over the past few years, COVID interrupted, in particular, the Day and Arts Festival, and it interfered with many lives. However, we were delighted with the response to our forums and public gatherings to reinvigorate the Day and Arts, and I would like to mention Peter Cox, who stood in to bridge the gap for us. So we're encouraged and confident in the future to see these young and vibrant folk, the new committee, who are taking on the role of organising festivals for Eaglehawk.
So we're confident, and we know that the community of Eaglehawk is in great hands as we encourage and get to support these younger folk. We've had Mitch today, and we just know that in their roles and their enthusiasm for Eaglehawk will just keep growing. Thank you to everyone, anyway, over the years for your support. Thank you.
Fantastic. Just sitting there listening to Mary and Laurie, it's great and very inspiring to listen to people who live their values. A lot of us can espouse values, but to actually live those values and be true to them is quite an amazing achievement. Yeah, just if you can have a brief pause, not that we want you to move or anything, but if anyone would like to come and take a photo of Julie with the 3 award winners, that would be wonderful. So if you 3 and Julie would like to come to the front, anyone who'd like to come forward and take family pics or photos of famous people, you're most welcome to. So we will, after that, we've got another brief speech. So if you'd like to come and take a photo, that will come forward with Julie.
Small world. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah. Too many events to count. Can't keep up.
It'll be a
A
busy
big
day
thank
today.
you to Luke
Yeah.
Preston for
I'm
organising
going
these
down to Lake
people.
Bruna. Yeah, got time 10:30, so you're
Showed
going to Lake Bruna
leadership
straight
at
after
5
this. So
minutes.
it should be alright. You going in a rouse or?
I'm not sure what we're doing with the family. Yeah. I think we're having back to mum and dad's place. Yeah.
That's easy enough. Yeah. There we go. Step up to my photo.
Yeah, go and get yours.
Hi, John.
Hi, Ted.
Just while those photos are being taken, it's very important to acknowledge some of the other amazing award winners, people who received honours who live in the local area of Bendigo. We had David Wright from Strathdale, Margaret Kieran from Kangaroo Flat, Ashley Donaldson from Long Gully, very big in the world of basketball, But the person I would like to give special mention to is one of those absolute, and this term fits her perfectly, one of those unsung heroes. Someone who fits 36 hours into 24 every day, takes on lots of challenges, doesn't look for any acknowledgement or any rewards. She certainly received it this time, and we can now refer to Judy Richards, OAM from Eaglehawk. So let's put our hands together for Judy Richards, a well-deserved recipient of the Order of Australia Award. Okay, now, coming up next, we have the opportunity to listen to someone who has demonstrated real leadership at a grassroots level. I guess we're all aware of the three different levels of government. We've got our federal, our state, and local. Now, local government is obviously the real grassroots stuff. They're people who we see in our own community on a daily basis, who are the ears and eyes on our behalf. And I'd like to invite Councillor Julie Sloan to come forward, and she will make what I would call a very important and very significant reference to her role, to her community, and also to the winners of the Bendigo Citizen of the Year Awards. So another round of applause for Julie.
Good morning and thank you everyone. Welcome to today's Australia Day celebrations here at Eaglehawk, and we're all very proud Eaglehawkians, there's no doubt about that. And it is great to be back in our beautiful Canterbury Park, and what a magnificent day, so it's lovely to be here. To begin, I also would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Dja Dja Wurrung, and pay my respects to leaders and elders past, present and future. I would also like to thank Anne for your acknowledgement today. Thank you. Today is a day to reflect on what it means to be Australian, to celebrate the achievements of our nation and acknowledge those who make an important contribution to the social fabric of this country in communities everywhere. And we've seen that today with the acknowledgement and the awards to Mary, Laurie and Mitch. I'm also delighted to congratulate our City of Greater Bendigo Citizen of the Year, Trevor Strosh, and Young Citizens of the Year, Amelia Leach Unmiopa and Eaglehawk's own Mitchell Graham. Trevor has been recognised for his volunteering efforts over many years in the Huntley community, while Amelia is being celebrated for her youth advocacy and promotion of Indigenous culture, and Mitchell for his leadership in the Eaglehawk community. And Jeff has mentioned those attributes this morning. Of course, this is the same impressive Mitchell Graham that is also the Eaglehawk Young Citizen of the Year this year. How lucky this community is to have a young person of this calibre, so dedicated to helping others in our community. He has a very bright future ahead of him, as does Amelia, which is why we had to have two Young Citizens of the Year this year. I also wish to acknowledge Bendigonian and Young Victorian of the Year, Darcy Macaulay Bartlett, who was recognised for his advocacy for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in the justice system. So congratulations to Darcy. Australia is a contemporary and dynamic nation, a place of innovation, a country that cares. There is opportunity here for everyone, no matter your interests. And when we welcome people from around the world to share in our way of life, we all stand to benefit. Today at the Bendigo Town Hall, 70 people will become some of our newest Australians. To take up citizenship says to me, you love your new country and you value the lifestyle and privilege we all share in calling Australia home. Australia Day seeks to celebrate the birth of our nation, but the story of Australia is far greater than its recent history and the 235 years since the landing of the first fleet at Sydney Cove. Indeed, Australia's history begins 60,000 years ago. First Nations people, custodians of the world's oldest living culture. As Australians, we are naturally proud of our culture and of its people. However, we must also recognise that Australia Day can be one of loss and mourning for many in the First Nations community. Whatever we do today, it is important that we mark Australia Day with respect. With the support of traditional owners and First Nations people locally, I hope we can all continue to grow our understanding of what has happened in Australia's history and find ways to connect with First Nations culture. It is never too late to walk together, and I look forward to when Australia Day properly unites our nation and our community. While we must continue to learn about the past, we can also look forward to the future with optimism. In Bendigo this year, the Capitol Theatre will celebrate 150 years. The vibrancy of the arts in Bendigo is fundamental to the unique character of our city. The building's foundation stone was laid in 1873, and it was first a Masonic hall, considered the finest in Australia at the time. It became the Masonic Theatre in 1890 and was renamed the Capitol in the 1930s. I encourage you all to participate in a great program of events that will help celebrate this milestone anniversary for one of our most iconic buildings. Tertiary education in Bendigo will also mark 150 years this year. The discovery of gold led to the need for tertiary education locally, so the School of Mines was born in 1873. Today, Bendigo prides itself on being a regional hub for students wanting to pursue higher education, whether that be university or TAFE studies. And we've learnt today, listening to Mary and Laurie and Mitchell, about the importance of education and the opportunities that it presents. Great cities of the world boast being home to great educational institutions, and Bendigo is no different. We capably are served by organisations such as La Trobe University, Bendigo TAFE, and a medical offshoot of Monash University. In March this year, for all the opera lovers amongst us all, Bendigo will welcome Wagner's Ring Cycle opera, one of the most ambitious productions ever seen in Australia and rarely performed internationally. Featuring Wagner's gods, giants and dragons, it is a 15-hour epic performed over 4 nights. There are people that travel the world watching this production in full, and we cannot wait to welcome this fantastic opera to Bendigo. Australiana, Designing a Nation, opens at Bendigo Art Gallery in March, which celebrates cultural and artistic moments in our nation's history to present day. Favourites that we all love include Lost Trades Fair, Bendigo Easter Festival and the Bendigo Writers Festival. We look forward to them as well as several other events. There is so much to love about living in Greater Bendigo and of course our beautiful Eaglehawk, and I hope today you feel proud of our community and our country. Thank you to today's event organisers, the Rotary Club of Eaglehawk, and I wish you a wonderful and safe Australia Day. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Julie. That was wonderful. One of my claims to fame at the moment is I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Eaglehawk, and I'm just a Johnny-come-lately, but it's just full of amazing people, incredible people who are devoted in their approach to serving their community. When I look around at the meetings on a Wednesday night, there are so many leaders. It's a room full of leaders. One of those leaders who stands out is a gentleman by the name of Ron Payne. Many of you would know him from perhaps his Eaglehawk North Primary School principalship days. But we're going to invite Ron to come forward, and he's going to present or share with us the Australian Citizenship Affirmation. So please welcome District Governor-elect Ron Payne from the Rotary Club of Eaglehawk.
Thank you, John, and good morning, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here today among you and sharing this wonderful occasion. We do it well every year, and it's lovely to see everybody from the community come out on this important day. And before just doing the affirmation with you, it causes me just to reflect about what is it about Australia? What does it mean to be an Australian? It's probably a question we don't really ask ourselves. It's probably something we don't reflect on too much. But I think it's something that, particularly on this day, that we should do. Because we are a unique species, I think. And it's not until you travel overseas and you're among people of other nations that you come to understand that we are a wonderful nation. Julie so eloquently before spoke of the history of our land and our First Nations people, but relatively to many other countries in the world, we are a young nation, notwithstanding our First Nations history. We are young in many respects, but it's in that I look forward with a great deal of optimism and hope, because we see our nation really developing and emerging, because it's made up of people from many, many countries. It's very much acknowledged that our country is becoming the most multicultural of any nation in the world. And it's important that we each take the responsibility to embrace that multiculturalism, because it is from that our nation is emerging. We're still finding our identity, I think. But when you go overseas and you listen to other people, they speak of Australians with admiration. They speak of the type of people that we are. And I think we have a responsibility to continue to look forward positively, to be supportive of each other, even though we in many respects experience hardships from time to time. They're only temporary, and by supporting each other, we can continue to grow as a very strong and relevant nation in the world. I'm proud to be Australian. I've had the opportunity of travelling overseas, but when I come back to Australia, I am very, very thankful for my nationality. And what I'd like to do now is to ask you to join me in affirming the Australian citizenship by repeating after me this statement. As an Australian citizen, I affirm my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose right and liberties I respect, and whose laws I uphold and obey. Thank you. Thank you for being an Aussie, and good luck into the future. Thank you, John.
Thanks so much, Ron. Okay, now it's time to share a few thank yous, because this is almost the end of our celebration. First of all, let's thank the City of Greater Bendigo, particularly Councillor Julie Sloan. Julie is a great supporter of all things Eaglehawk. Also to Brooke Cameron, Community Events Officer. We've got the park staff for their support, and also for the grant that assisted with the putting on of this particular event. A big thank you to Captain Kylie Davis and the Eaglehawk Fire Brigade. The team from the Fire Brigade have been very instrumental in making sure today was a successful time, and they're always supporting community events, so it's sort of almost a given, isn't it? A big thank you to Anne Conway. Anne Conway, who probably sometimes in the past at this stage of the year would be up in Tamworth. She is a nationally recognised country and western artist who has been awarded many prestigious awards in that field, as well as being an OAM. I envy people who have musical talents, and one person today who's added greatly to our celebration is Sharon. Okay, Sharon, I would just like to thank you for your contribution. I know you've got a bit more to contribute in a moment, But what a beautiful voice, and what a wonderful asset to this particular day. I've already thanked these people, but I'd like to thank the band, not so much the conductor, but I'd like to thank the band for putting up with the conductor. Okay? So, a great achievement, people, putting up with Ken, but Ken does a wonderful job, and he is the face of the band, which makes it a beautiful band, I guess. A very handsome band. But they're always on hand for any community celebration, and just recently when they had the block party, to see them up on the corner there at one stage, it was just warmed the cockles of your heart. Then, the people who fed you today, the Rotary Club of Eaglehawk, they make this claim that they're the best barbecue team in the district. It's a big claim. I reckon, however, we should correct that. They're the best barbecue team in the world. So a big round of applause for the best barbecue team in the world. And I'd like to thank all our dogs for being so well behaved today. That has been absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's finish our celebration with a chance for you to sing again. So if you can turn to your 2013 handbook, and we're going to sing along. Sharon's going to lead us. We're going to sing along, the band accompanying Sharon, with We Are Australia.
We are one.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. One person John did not thank was himself as our MC. John was our Eaglehawk Citizen of the Year last year, and of course with the dreaded lurgy last year and the year before that was Eric Smith and John last year. So please put your hands together for both Eric and John. With the dreaded lurgy, we were unable to have a public celebration. So thank you. All right, a safe trip home. Have a happy Australia Day, and thank you all for coming.